The only correct way to further develop the Chechen Republic of Ichkeria is to restore democracy after its complete liberation from Russian occupation. On behalf of the Chechen people, the Chechen Democratic Party appeals to the entire civilized, free world with a request for protection from genocide by the Russian dictatorship, which not only physically exterminates Chechens, but also morally suppresses and deprives them of a human way of life under the pressure of its huge radical religious network of agents, as well as through its punitive usurping bodies who keep the Chechen population in constant fear for their lives and health. Chechens had and still have one and only path. This is the path of a free democratic state, as an expression of the will of the people on the basis of its democratic constitution of 1992, on which the Free Chechen State was built and on which it was defended during the Russian-Chechen War, proclaimed and conducted by the Russian Federation, violating all human rights and freedoms, ignoring all international conventions on the protection of human rights and freedoms. After the victory of the people over the enemy's armed forces, which outnumbered them hundreds of times and had a huge amount of weapons in their arsenal, an official peace treaty was concluded between the two states, which was violated by Russia 2 years later, committing terrorist attacks in their cities, by the hands of their special services, to accuse the Chechens and to invade their Chechen state. This is also evidenced in his book, The Less You Know, The Better You Sleep, by the American political historian and writer David Satter. Within the Chechen state itself, the forces of the Russian special services and their religious agents organized a monstrous split in Chechen society, as a result of which opposing religious sects arose in Chechen state. Alexander Dugin, the leading ideologue of Russianism in Russia, spoke about this successful operation in one of his propaganda programs. To achieve their propaganda goals, the Russians launched a large-scale Islamic literature published in Russia with its subsequent continuous importation to the war-torn republic. In the parliament and in the state committees of the Chechen Republic of Ichkeria, agents were infiltrated and officials were bribed, who through hidden manipulations, through Yandarbiev, Udugov, Halimov and others, introduced illegal amendments to the constitution, where the fundamental articles were completely distorted. The article in the constitution, where the Chechen people are the source of power, has been replaced by an article that proclaims the Koran and the Sunnah as the source of power. Many other fundamental articles of the constitution were also distorted. It was high treason, tantamount to a coup d'état and a huge crime against the Chechen people. Unfortunately, the pressure on the legitimately elected president of the Chechen Republic, Aslan Maskhadov, turned out to be too strong, and under this onslaught Maskhadov himself turned from a clear exemplary democrat into a mouthpiece of Islamic propaganda. Subsequently, President Maskhadov, who was completely dependent on his religious environment, began to take steps that completely contradict the interests of the Chechen people, both domestically and internationally. In his foreign visits, instead of conferences and meetings with competent statesmen to discuss assistance and support to the Chechen people, President Maskhadov preferred to attend Islamic conferences in which, from the stands under the cameras and microphones of journalists, he declared the construction of an exclusively Islamic state, which subsequently caused widespread criticism, misunderstanding and antipathy of the Chechen people towards Maskhadov. After the outbreak of the Second Russian-Chechen War, few people supported Maskhadov, and the religious groups to which he joined and from which he naively expected support, tried in every possible way to get rid of him, remove him from his post as president, and physically destroy him. The entire Eastern Islamic world, on which President Maskhadov had high hopes for establishing interstate relations and receiving at least some kind of assistance, stated that he did not intend to help the Chechen people, as he considered it an internal matter of Russia. Maskhadov's last mistake as president is his decrees on Sharia reforms and martial law of 1999, which later, illegally, in the field, were translated into major Sharia amendments and additions to the constitution, called Nizam 2002.